I am Esther Radlovich, and what we're going to be doing today is Bananas Foster. Bananas Foster is a fun dish because you get to light it up, which, you know, most people really like a little bit to be pyromaniacs, whether or not they'll admit it. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to open up your apple. Sorry, not your apple, your banana. We did this with apples last week, which is why I'm confused. And you're just going to want to cut off the end, cut it in half.
Can you move these things over? You can't see.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
And cut it down half this way. You're going to want to turn on your fire, very important. Get a nice hot pan. If anybody wants a recipe, we have them standing by right here. And we're going to get some margarine in the pan. Since I'm doing a lot of bananas, I'm going to put in a whole stick. I consider bananas healthy, so, you know, margarine like cancels out. And we're going to get some margarine cooking in a pan. Meanwhile, you get your bananas all cut, like I have here. Basically, you want them in sections. Some people cut them very thin. I don't like that. I think you get more flavor out of the banana like this. You want to have everything ready before you start. There's a culinary term called mise en place, which means everything in its place. And that's really important, especially when you're going to be doing something with fire, where you don't want to go all over the place and have to hold alcohol and look for stuff. So yeah, we're just getting the margarine all melted in here. We get our bananas all ready. We make sure we have our brown sugar, our cinnamon, our banana liquor, and our rum. And this is just, the toasted nuts are just for garnish. This is a delicious dish, and of course the presentation is beautiful. So, good thing to do is pretend you need help in the kitchen, get your guests to come into the kitchen and blow stuff up. It scares everybody, it's a lot of fun. Alright, so we have our margarine just about ready to go. It takes a little while when you're using the whole stick. So we're just going to wait. This actually can be really well. It can be done with strawberries or apples. We did it with apples a couple days ago. It came out delicious. Strawberries are really good too. We just cut them. We cut them in little pieces. I cook them longer because they have wedges. Cut it in wedges. We even put them in skin. I like it better without skin. We ended up having the apples that are over there. We just pulled them out. So we had skin. The skin doesn't really cook so well. Bananas are really the best because they get that flavor inside. Alright. Anything that really has that, you know, and again, bananas are walking in the middle of my video.
Margarine, keep it parve because it tastes better.
Yeah, no, I use margarine because I like to keep everything parve. I think if I'm doing a milk dessert, I'm going to have some heavy cream in there. So if it's I actually like this dessert because I happen to not be a dessert person. I burnt my Duncan Hines cake. I mean, I'm like really not a dessert person because I don't like to measure things. So this is perfect for me because I don't have to measure anything. So now you have your bananas and you're going to put them right into your hot pan to boil. And we're going to let these saute down a little bit. And you're going to add your brown sugar and your cinnamon right away. And you're going to let that all saute together. Again, recipes are over here if anybody needs. Like I said, I don't measure, so we're just going to wing it. That looks like enough. And we have some cinnamon going in as well. And basically we're just going to wait for this to saute down together, for the sugar to melt. Okay. And do you know what it is? You have a special.
Here.
Just give me anything. So we're just mixing it together, and you can see the sugar is starting to melt down, and that's what you want. You want to get a nice brown color on your bananas. Keep the flame nice and hot to get good caramelization. Make sure not to mash your bananas while you're mixing it. I usually like to use a smaller pot so I can just flip it easily with my hands, but considering I want to feed all of you, I need to use a bigger pot. I'm very into feeding people when I'm food demoing because, you know, you really just kind of want to taste it. I hate when you're watching things on TV and they're like, doesn't this look good? And you're like, yeah, but I want to know how it really tastes. So I'm going to let you know how it really tastes at the end of it. So this is just sauteing down a little bit. The sugar's starting to melt. It's getting a nice brown color. And that's what you really want to see. You want to see these bananas really cooking down.
You got an overhead camera.
I'm sorry, I did not come prepared. When I get my Food Network cooking show,
It says over low heat.
It's over low heat after. And right now I like to cook it up high. As soon as I melt the sugar down more, I put it over low heat. Also, again, with the size of the pot, I gotta get it. And since all of you are gonna be bored really quickly, I'm doing things a little bit different. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Which is why I gave you the actual recipe, because I have a feeling most of you won't do it.
Not to be a problem. But
Wait.
the margarine and the sugar and the
The
cinnamon.
fire already.
Got margarine, we got...
Question.
I'm sorry.
Why wouldn't you heat the margarine, cinnamon, and sugar together and then add the bananas afterwards? It has a chance to
I do that sometimes. This way it works, the bananas get it the same way. The bananas are gonna cook longer this way. I don't want the sugar to burn. I don't really want the sugar to burn, which is gonna happen really fast. So I put in the bananas and then the sugar. Okay, we're basically at the place where we wanna be. And if you look, you see the bananas are starting to nice and brown, they're softening up. They don't have that same texture they had when I first put them in. And I'm just gonna let this go for another minute. If you're standing near me, you'll smell that nice sugary. Now comes the fun part. Now we're gonna flambe. Now flambe is not a term that it's a term that most people know because it's kind of fun. Flambe, of course, comes from flame, and who doesn't like to flame things? So what we're going to do, really important, take this off your fire before you flame, because all you need is to spill a little bit of alcohol onto your burner and your toast. Also, good idea, get your hair out of the way. Yeah, hair very flammable. Don't want to try that. So you got this going, you take this off the fire just for a minute, put it on a hot cutting board. On a cutting board, usually I use a smaller pot so I can do this with one hand. I take rum. Get some rum going. Like I said, a lot of bananas. Don't miss it. Here we go. Here comes the fire. Some banana liquor. All right, here we go. Now, when you put it on the pan, you are going to be exceedingly careful. You're going to tilt the pan. This is the wrong burner to do this with. And we are starting to flambe. And the fire is going to go. You can definitely make this with your 2-year-old. You may. And you're going to basically wait until the fire burns out. The fire is going to take a while to burn out. There you go. You got some fire going. You see there's 2 color flames, the blue and the orange. That comes from the 2 different colors of alcohol I used. The 2 different types of alcohol. Each alcohol burns differently. So I'm just going to mix this. Because it's such a big pan, it's not burning evenly. And I just want to burn out all of that excess alcohol because you want the flavor and you don't really want to get drunk. If you want to get drunk, by all means. By all means, but this is a kid-friendly program. So, all right, you see the alcohol has burnt off. We're just going to let this cook down for about another minute, and we're going to plate. Now, this actually tastes delicious over ice cream. You get the hot caramel. However, we're trying to make money from Banana Field, not feed you. So, we're just going to serve it plain, and I'm going to serve it with some garnish of some toasted nuts. And that is basically everything that you need to make bananas Foster. I don't know, that's actually just what it's called. Alright. So we're going to take this out.
What's the David? David Frost. No, David something Frost.
Give me a spoon.
Big one?
Regular spoon.
This one would be good?
No, a spoon. That's good. Make sure to get some of this nice sauce. It's absolutely delicious. Some toasted nuts.
Excellent.
And who's my first victim? I mean client.
Unhealthy.
Got the serving. Please, I will gladly dish out. And
I'm here to help.
That's the point.
or pass out.
Pass out.
You may after. How is it? Good? Okay. This again is a cheap, easy dessert. Always a presentation piece people tend to remember when you light things on fire. Usually we do it by accident. This time we happen to have done it on purpose, which is always fun. You're gonna, Ernest, I'm gonna put this down. I'm more than happy to make a little bit more, so, it still has that alcohol, it has a kick. Okay, you know what, there's a, it's a, I'm gonna make more. There's a lot of alcohol here because there's a little big pot. Too much alcohol in yours? Oh. Ah, that smells good. I'm also going to make some more because I really like to burn things.
Should the tape be over?
What?
Should it be over?
Yeah.